YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps, and this is a product project share video of the Papertrey Ink Make It Market Shaker Kit. I will be sharing with you the contents of the kit and also shaker cards that I have made, along with a short tutorial of helpful tips that you can use not only with these dies, but any dies that you use to make shakers. Now, I have to admit, when I got my kit, and I've had my kit for several months, I was a little regretful because before I ordered my kit, the fuse, there was buzz about the fuse, but I didn't know what the fuse was. But when I learned that you can use the fuse to make any size, any shape shaker, I thought, well, why did I need to spend 90 bucks on this? Of course, I couldn't return it because it was past my 30 days. But after I used it, you know what? I am pleased with it. As a matter of fact, I will be placing, well, on my next order, I'm going to order a couple more additional shaker sets. Now, you get 3 different sets of dies with this kit. The cool thing about their shaker dies, one of the dies in each set is stitched. So that was great for me because I literally had 1 stitched die out of all the dies I have. So now I have 3 additional stitched dies. And then you get the scallop die. And with the scallop, it also creates not just the inside part, but the border or frame of the scallop. And each one of their sets also comes with a confetti die, which is really cool. So I think the heart came with this square set or rectangle set. Now I have to say, when I got my kit, the box was big, but when I opened it up, I was like, where's my stuff? Now, one thing about Papertrey Ink, their dies come in an envelope. They're placed in a Ziploc type bag and then placed in the envelope. So if you are looking for the pretty packaging, no, you're not going to get that, though they do wrap their items really nice, but there's no need for scissors when it comes to their products. So this set here is the heart set. And the shapes I'm showing you, you can only get when you get this kit. They have single sets available, but not with these shapes. And this is the confetti die that comes with this set. And then finally, you get an oval set, and these are nice size dies. They're big. And then you get this confetti set. You also get 3 word dies. And these are nice size dies. Sprinkles, scatter. And you also get this stamp set. You scatter joy, love, happiness, sunshine wherever you go. Sprinkles make me happy, and so do you. Sending sprinkles and smiles. I like that one. Keep calm and sprinkle on. You're going to also get 3 sheets of their double-sided foam. Get a pad of paper that has these designs on it, which I have. And finally, you get a box of Shake Shake. So you get 10 vials of different types and different colors. So you get a mixture. You got sequins here. You got, look like the glass type confetti, stars. And this looks like candy sprinkles here. So I really do like the mix. I haven't used it because I have been using all those sequins. So here you're looking at a shaker that has a balloon on it, and it shakes very well. Here's a heart, and that shakes very well. And here, this one shakes, and I use the word die, scatter. But if you look at my border, it's acetate. So I thought that was clever to use the acetate as a border. Not sure how well it's going to pick up in the video, but I really like how that looks. And I showed this one in a prior video. This one also has acetate. and the shake moves very well. Some of these I added double layer of foam. Now this one, for some reason, just don't shake. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I think I had too much glue around the edges. No, it just don't shake well at all. But what's cool about this one, for my base, I used a overlay. So for your shaker cards, you don't have to only use paper. You can use overlays as your base or as your top. And I have some here to show you. So this one is the oval set, but I'm using it horizontally. And that's a word die from Hobby Lobby. But once again, you see the scalloped clear border. And this one moves. This one has a double layer of foam. And I shared this one too in a video. This is a monogram shaker. I took a letter, a vinyl letters by Recollections. They come 2 in a pack. I got a whole lot of the letters in a grab bag, and they make perfect shaker cards. These are nice because they're masculine. And this one here. So I have paper border. This is a tilde shaker. And I used a stamp that I got from Joann's. It says, "You make my heart flutter." There. And another one's a hard one. Once again with the clear border. And I used a sticker that says, "What a grand thing to be loved. What a grander thing still to love." So I didn't have as much. And this one doesn't shake as much. And I'll share a tip with you guys when I do the tutorial. Now I do like how this one came out. Very masculine. Though, if you can see my shake, I do have flowers in there. This was a special paper by a company called Fibermark. My favorite paper manufacturer ever. But they're now out of business. Now, this here is foam. So you can use your foam right on top of your shaker. I really do like how this one came out. That's sleek. Okay, so a simple heart one. Again, you don't have to stamp. And if you see those green hearts, I die cut those using one of the confetti dies. So another monogram. Yellow and black. That's my sister's initials. And I stamped on it, put a sequin in the center. Now, if you notice, my edges look kind of rugged. I purchased a lot of sticky back foam, but I prefer to use the non-sticky foam, and I'll share that with you guys in a second. Here's one. I have the overlay on the back. That's a rhinestone cross in the center, and that shakes very well. And here's another tilde. I didn't put a lot of shake there. And a simple heart, and this one don't really shake at all. Now, but I do want to point out, you can leave your foam exposed. You don't have to cover up your foam with paper. There's several that I have like that, but now I can't find them. Just a side note concerning these dies, you want to make sure you cut off all the leftover metal because they will poke you. I've been poked so many times before. Okay, so the pieces that you need, you're working with 2 dies. Your non-stitch die cuts out your top and your bottom layer. So I am making a total acetate shaker. This will be my bottom layer, and this is my top layer. I learned this tip from watching the demo from Papertrey Ink. If you can, leave your foam inside of your die. Now, that doesn't always happen because sometimes the the foam releases itself from the die, but if it stays, you want to keep it in, and you'll see why in a second. Now, you can pop out the center part because you're not going to need the center part, but I'm going to leave it in. So I have used this die to cut out both layers. You can see there's still a layer stuck inside the die. That's the one thing I don't like about their dies. Sometimes the paper do get stuck in there. They don't have the holes in their dies, and so I got to take a needle or something sharp to take it out. Now, when you use this die, this is what you will get. You will get like a frame. And usually it's easy to pop out, but for some reason in the same corner I have to use my scissors to help just cut or do what I'm doing right now and just peel it off. So you end up with a frame, and this one, it tore. Now I'm going to share with you the sandwich that I use because this overlay is a lot thicker than the transparency, and usually it comes out without ripping. I just didn't take my time with that one. And then your stitched die, it cuts out your foam, but it also makes a border for a border that you can cover up the outline with. Okay, so this is my base, and I need to apply the foam on top of the base. Now, if you noticed, the foam is not in the die because sometimes it just pops out, but I have kept the center part with the outline part, and that's really helpful because it keeps the foam from stretching too much. So I'm going to lay down my base, and I need to peel back the foam from the outer layer only. And you want to peel it back gently because you do not want your foam to stretch from the pulling. And foam stretches really easy. And once your foam stretches, and it didn't do a good job tearing. It normally just comes off in one tear. But once your foam tears or stretches, you might as well just die cut another piece of foam. Okay, and I'm going to do that right now because for some reason that did not cut out. So the problem was I had 2 layers of acetate stuck in this frame. So I am going to need to use wax paper with these dies. It more so gets stuck when I use acetate in them, but it does get stuck with regular paper as well, just not as bad as the acetate. Okay, so here's my new die cut piece of foam, and it looks like one pass, no problem. Actually, it cut out so well once I took the acetate out that my frame has detached itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is carefully peel back the foam because it stretches. Actually, what I'm going to do is try to line it up on my base. This is where the sticky back foam stretches. And once it stretches out of shape, it's not good. So I'll lay it down, and as I pull it back, try to align it. Okay, that looks like a heart. It's slightly not straight over there, but that's okay. So once you get that down, well, one thing I forgot to do, I forgot to add my sticker, which that's easy to do, but if you wanted to stamp, you should have done that, or you should do that before you apply your foam. But I'm going to use a sticker. I haven't used these epoxy stickers yet in a shaker, so I'm not sure how it's going to come out. So this one states, we are most alive when we're in love. And I'll just place that down in the center. It comes from this set by Cloud9 Design. I don't see those anymore. That's pretty thick. Now, you know what? I think I'm going to add another layer of sticky. So once again, my die detached itself from the foam. But the inside layer is in the foam. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to try it. I'm going to leave the inside layer in. I normally will leave it. Oh, it's coming. It's getting detached. I would normally leave the inside layer in when I apply the first layer of foam. You see how it's detaching itself down there? Well, let me see if it will. No, it's not. If it had remained attached, I could have just laid it down. It would have been easier. Okay, I gotta come off camera for this one. Okay, not so bad. The great thing about using the same color, if you're off, it don't look as bad. Okay, so now I have more dimension, and I'm going to press the sides. I feel a little bit of sticky back here, and that's okay though, because you could take a little bit of powder if you want and remove that sticky with the powder. But I'm going to use this micro brush to deactivate the adhesive, or some of the adhesive, along the inside edges. That way, when I apply my sequins, you know how they get stuck on the sides? That should reduce some of it. And I got this tip watching a video by Velocity something. She didn't use the micro brush, but she did use baking powder or baking soda, but you can use baby powder as well. So it cleans up very nice. Now this is a tip that I learned when it comes to acetate, because acetate will cling, or sequins will cling to acetate. But to get rid of that, use good old alcohol. Just take a paper towel with some alcohol on it, and you don't have to do both sides, but I got powder on it, and clean it, let it dry. But while that's drying, I've already made my sequin mix. Gonna pour some in there, and then I like to shake it. I want to get an idea how many sequins will stick to the sides, and I do have some that are wasting, but you know what, I'm going to pick them up and put them right back in there. Ooh, I like how that looked. That's pretty. And then once the top layer dries, it's time to glue it down. Okay, so I recently purchased some fine line applicator tips. I don't know what took me so long, but people, these are the best thing since sliced bread. I actually have another one by another company. These are a must-have. It makes crafting and making shaker cards so easy, because I need to apply adhesive along the border here. And I have glossy accents in one, and then I have another glue that's a little thinner than glossy accents, and I'll be using that one. Just watch how it works if you haven't seen this. Now, when I apply the glue, I'm going to apply it to the outer edge, because if you apply too much, you could get some glue that goes inside of your shaker, and then you'll have sequins that stick. So I want to apply it to the outer side. See how they came out? I started using these maybe 5 days ago, and it still works. So I'm excited. I love it. And this glue dries clear too, because I don't have to add that top frame if I don't want to. Now I probably Yeah, went a little too much to the edge. See, because there's glue on my fingers. I was a little too careful with that one. But with the glue, I can move it. And though I only poured a little bit of glue, I still see that some of the glue is right at the bottom tip there. So I want to be careful not to move that too much. So what I can do is place something heavy and flat on the top of it, like a paper pad. So that's what I'll do here. Oops. And let that sit for 10 minutes until it dries. Okay, so what I had to do here, the glue that I used was not strong enough. It's worked before. I don't know why this time it didn't work. So I came back and used this Beacon very tacky glue. Now this is great to use on one hand because it's not runny, it's thick, and it dries really quick. On the other hand, it's really tacky. So if you touch it, it can ruin your whole project because everything will lift up. I'm going to make another shaker and I'm going to use that glue. What I also did before I adhered my top panel was I took the frame and adhered that down first. Or, I'm sorry, after I adhered the panel, I adhered this on top. Then what I'm going to do now, or at least show you, I've used the stitched die to cut out this frame. It has little stitches on it. And I can adhere that down like that. Now, I could have left this off if I would have used a different type of clear adhesive. But after using the tacky glue, you can see the glue. So that's not cute. So I needed to cover it up. Now, I have to say, I love the epoxy sticker effect. Nice. And it shakes and there's no sequins stuck to any sides. Very fluid, I guess. I love how that looks. So I'll adhere this later. Now, I'm going to make another card or another shaker. And I'm using chalkboard paper as my base. And I will be using 2 layers, once again, of foam. And I'm going to use a overlay that has polka dots on it as my top panel. So let's get started. Now that I've left the inside connected to the outer side, this one, it depends on how you cut. So I'm just going to pop this out because it's nearly out anyway. And carefully peel back the foam. It stretches so easy. It can easily become distorted. I'm going to have to go off camera to adhere this on top of here. So I started off, you could see my liner here. Just going to peel it. And I'm at a weird angle. I don't want to mess it up. And if you have really good hand coordination, you could just take the liner off. Now, see, this is not straight. I could have did a better job, but you see how it's not a perfect oval. So I'm not going to lift it up. But I'm going to use it. I have to make it work. And just press the sides down. And now, what I normally do here, now when you peel it off, it won't distort because you have those 2 layers. What side? Okay, yeah. This, I want this side to show. So I'm going to position it down like that. And then I could pop out the inside. Now there's a little bit of stickiness there, but it's okay. But it's not a straight oval. Anyway, I might use it this way. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So now I'm going to add powder on the inside. Take that out. Okay. And then I'm going to add a sticker. These here. I'll use a color one. Happiness is... Ooh, will that fit? Barely. Okay. And then I'm going to add my sequins. I love using these little trays. I just ordered more from Amazon. No, from eBay, but they're white plastic. These are perfect because when I made all these shakers I showed earlier, I had my trays lined up, and I just got my sequins and just filled them all up with different colors, and that kind of guided the whole shaker process. And then this here, now that's gray. Ooh, I might like that. Okay, so I'm going to use this tacky glue. It's called 3-in-1 Beacon, and just have to be really careful because, like I said, it's tacky. Don't want to put too much. Don't want to accidentally touch it. I wish this was thin enough to work. See that? You see how it stretches up? Oh, goodness. Okay. You want to be careful because you don't want that to go in the inside of your shaker. Or, like, get on your hands. Oops. See, that's the downside to using this one. Uh-oh. Oh, see? That's why you don't want to use this one. So, I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. I'm going to put this frame on top. If I had my liner ready, I still have glue there. I could have just lined that up. So you really don't want to shake that yet because you want the glue to completely dry. So I'll be adding this glitter frame, and I'm going to use this glue. I love this fine liner. So it's not going to look too aligned because my foam, remember, wasn't aligned right. And what I normally do is just set a paper stack. So here is my second shaker, and I like how that looks. It shakes very well. The epoxy stickers are not so thick that it can't shake. The stickers, are these type of stickers, they remind me of the ping ball machines because you never know where it's going to land. I thought about trying to make a card, a ping ball card. I think I'll do that with these type of stickers. Be kind of cute. Okay, you guys, so here are my 2 cards. I hope the tips I've shared with you help you. You could use those tips in making any type of shaker cards. One tip was using the alcohol on your acetate paper to decrease the static on it. The other tip was using a micro brush, or you could use a Q-tip or whatever, or even your fingers, to use powder on the inside of your shaker to reduce the sequin sticking to the adhesive. And also, you can use your overlays in your shaker cards as well as your epoxy stickers. Well, I thank you guys for watching, and be on the lookout for my next shaker tutorial. I will be using regular nestability or shapeability or the framelit dies. Okay, have a blessed day, everyone.